Hello. I want to go over a few of the swing trading setups that are about to set up. And I'm also going to go through the trade that I'm currently in that I took on Friday, at the end of Friday. But now it's about Wednesday and now it's starting to go into profit. So this strategy or swing trading in general, it takes some time for it to set up. But what's very good about it is that you actually have some time to make a very good decision. You don't have to act on this decision right away. You actually have time to think about it. And also the higher time frame zones, which I'm using the daily chart to look basically at support and resistance. And these zones are much stronger than it is on, for example, a 15-minute scalping strategy or a 5-minute scalping strategy. There are other good reasons for why swing trading is good as well, but this is I don't want to overcomplicate it. I just want to show you the charts and go through the setups, so that maybe if you want to take them, then you have a possibility to do it. But yeah, so let's go to the chart and I can show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so we are in USD CAD. So what happened is that the reason I took this trade in the first place was that all I'm really doing is looking at basic support and resistance on the daily time frame. And if you see here, I placed the line, horizontal line, I placed it here on the red line. I'm going to place it down here just to show you. I can place it somewhere and I can move it around. Why I moved it here? So this was in the past. I moved it here because you can see price came up here, it started to react. Price came down here. Maybe you could say that this is a little bit far down, but still it acted as support. Here, this is very clear. This is very close to this, horizontally very close to this. So this means that this zone, and now again, here and here, this is, all of these points are relatively close to each other. So the red line is kind of, should be not thinking about it as just a line. You should be thinking about the red line as a zone. So really we could have a box there instead. Let's say if I put a box there, and then I do the lowest point here, which I think is most valid for this zone, and upper here. And what you can see then is that the middle line is actually placed more or less in the middle. So yeah, I don't use the box. I find it easier to just use the lines, make stuff simple. So anyway, I'm going to delete this, but this is the reasons. Price reacted, came up, reacted at resistance. Here it reacted as support, again as resistance, and again as resistance. So the only thing I'm thinking about when I'm going into, or when I'm looking at the trade now, is that I'm placing an alert like I have done here. You just right click and click add alert, and yeah, you basically connect it to your phone and then you create an alert. I'm not going to do that now, but you basically place an alert on the red line or a little bit before, and all of these candles represent 1 day. So when price, and only when price starts to, or only when price gets into your alert, that's when you should go to the chart and look, because that's when a setup is valid, and it's you basically the only thing you're looking a little bit for is a small wick, because that means that price could potentially bounce. It starts to bounce a little bit. So yeah, that's the only thing I did on Friday, the 5th. I saw, or this candle here on Friday did come into my alert, and I went to the computer, and remember, you have plenty of time to do this. I saw it started to reject just a little bit from this one, and then I went for a reasonable one-to-one trade. And you can see on Monday it actually started to go into drawdown. On Tuesday again, yesterday, started to go into drawdown, and now it has started to go into profit. So I'm a little bit in profit now, and what likely will happen is that it goes down and maybe create a few more candles like this and continue to go down. If it doesn't go down, that's okay as well, because all trading is having probabilities that are, it's a higher probability that this trade will go down than it will go up. So over the long run, if you take many trades of this, then you win a little bit more than you lose. And also I almost never hold it if it start to go into drawdown. I usually take it maybe 1/3, maybe I close it at 1/3 in the 50% mark, or 2/3. Sometimes it hits the stop loss, that's fine as well. But I'm kind of looking at the chart. So this one is the most extreme high, this high here. And you can see price had just come above it when it started to go down again. If price were to hit I have an alert here. If price were to just go straight into that alert, then I would probably hit it at 50%. So it's not always a one-to-one. Even if it shows a one-to-one risk, it's not always a one-to-one risk. But I set it up this way so I can look at it more, see how price does on the 1 hour just a little bit. You don't have to overthink this, but just like kind of see how price reacts. So now, especially if we break below this, then I'm going to hold all the way to the target. If it continues like this and maybe go a little bit upwards towards this alert that I have, then I will probably close it 50% or 1/3. So that's it. It's very simple. On this trade, I risked 5% of my account. With swing trading, you need to have some decent amount of capital, maybe 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever. You need to have some capital to actually trade with. Of course, you can do funded accounts as well, but I don't do that right now. In this trade, I'm not on a funded account. This is my private account. Anyway, so that's it. That was USD CAD. It's the only one I'm actually currently in. And now I'm just gonna show you the other setups, which is Euro GBP. Same thing. This is even more clear. This is a very, very good setup. It's a very, very clear zone. Price came down, started to bounce. Price came down, started to bounce again, start to bounce, start to bounce. So there is a probability that when you hit this red line quite down into the zone, that price will start to react, and that's when you take a long position. Let's say it's around here for a 1-to-1 risk. Something like that. And maybe you will place an alert here. After you take the trade, maybe you will place an alert here. And you say, well, if price comes down here, maybe I should consider to close it, 50% towards the target, not towards the stop. Or if you see the history, then it have a big chance of actually hitting your take profit. So that was Euro GBP, even more easy to see. I'm gonna do the bounce, 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 bounce within a very tight, this is very tight zone. Okay, next one, USD CHF. We're still on the daily chart. I'm always looking at the daily chart again. This is not as clear as the other one. Euro GBP, I would probably risk 10% of my account. Personally, I would do it. You should not take any financial advice from me. But just for the quality of setup, I would take 10% risk on my account. But yeah, USD CHF is a little bit, it's still a good setup, but you can see price comes up here. It acts as resistance again. It acts as resistance, and I placed an alert here earlier. Yeah, I placed this alert here so that when price comes into it, that's when I can go. I get an alert to my phone, and then I'll go look to the chart, and then I'll probably go for a 1-to-1 short position here. It's still very simple. I'm doing the same thing as I will probably have it like something like this. Remember, this is the daily chart, so yeah, something like this. If it comes into the zone, start to create a little bit of a wick, like it has done here in the past, and here a little bit of a wick, just to show that price not just go straight through it. And then I will place a new alert again, maybe 50%, or at least above this wicks, but maybe 50%. And then I will see, maybe I will close it at 1/3 or 50%, depending on how the 1 hour acts. This is less important. The most important is that you actually look for the setups on the daily. So yeah, USD CAD I'm in. Euro GBP CAD will hopefully set up soon. USD CHF will probably set up soon. Then we have GBP AUD, which I think, I mean, this is okay. This zone is okay. You can see it has reacted here in the past. Here it came down, came up, reacted again as a resistance here. This zone is okay as well, so if price comes up here, then I will probably take this short position here for 1-to-1. The same thing as everything else. I think this is a little bit, it's not gonna happen, probably not this week. So yeah. 1 second. Yeah, so I hope you learned something. It's a very simple strategy. It's not really that difficult to learn. but you need to have right risk structure. You can't risk too much of your account. That goes to every trading account. And I'm risking 5% or even 10% on good setups. That's considered for many people quite high. So don't take any advice from me. You should do whatever you are comfortable with risking. Another thing I want to say is that this is a long-term strategy. It's a good thing because you don't have to sit in front of the charts all the time and you have good time to think. But also, you will have winners, you will have losers, but over many months, if you do this correctly, or when I do it, I see that the profits builds over months, and then you can start to compound that if you do with your percentages. But anyway, I'm not going to go I'm not going to talk anymore. I hopefully got something out of this. If you want to join my free trading group on Telegram, it's a free group. When basically all the trades I take, I'm showing it in right when I take it. I'm going to call it out in the group, so you have the possibility to look at the trades or to look at the opportunities like now, and see for yourself, do you want to take it? Do you not want to take it? Maybe you want to take it on a demo account. But yeah, you can join the group if you want to. And that's where I will have all the details of how I take the trades and how I monitor it. I will also show when I get profits or even losses, because you will have losses sometimes as well. But yeah, hope you have a good day. See you next time.